Welcome to our show, everybody. Welcome to Gilley's place. We want all of you to have a good time, enjoy yourself. We have some of the finest country music you'll hear anywhere in the country. And of course, it's featuring yours truly, Mickey Gilley.
Anyway, we want to dedicate this next little segment of music to Shannon Tracy and Scott for bringing a lot of these things together for us and making Gilley's what it appears to be tonight.
This next story coming up, it's all about her. Her name is Shannon Tracy, and she is a hero in my book. And she's somebody that isn't just a sponsor for us. She's a friend of mine. She's energetic, she's enthusiastic, she's creative, and the one thing that Shannon has is passion.
This is such an honor to be the presenting sponsor for Mickey Gilley's 50th year anniversary and the 42nd Urban Cowboy reunion. How awesome is this, folks?
Well, back in 1986, February 13th, changed my life. I met this redhead in this club in Jason's in Clear Lake. Started then, and 3 weeks later I asked her to marry me, and 3 months later we were married. So the first time in my life of being raised, I was an only child, I didn't have a father, and I finally figured out in the years what love was. And I do deeply thank God for putting her in my life. And 2 years later, I started my own business. She quit her job, we put all our eggs in one basket. She was probably the only one who believed in me. And then UVC Powersports was born.
Howdy everybody. If this place looks familiar to you, well it ought to. I'm back at UVC Powersports, Alvin, Texas. So you walk into her store, it's UVC Powersports Tractors and Outdoors. Of course, we've been dealing with Shannon for a long time, and we picked up lots of our customized Kawasaki mules, and then of course a beautiful Massey Ferguson tractor. And going to her store is fun. You can go on test drives on the track in the back. You can talk to their friendly sales staff. They're not high pressured at all. She's got Massey Ferguson tractors, bad boy mowers, and unbelievable Kawasaki tricked out mules. But she's always running around the floor. She's got a smile. Can I help you? And she means it. She will help you. She's not gonna put you off to somebody else. Shannon's gonna help you.
So you ready to load this up and
I'm ready.
keep going?
I can't wait to get it to the ranch and
well, I can't
do
wait
some
for you to
hunting.
have in the ranch, and definitely send me some pictures while you're
Definitely will.
out there hunting. And I really appreciate your business, and I think you're really going to enjoy this for a very long time.
Shannon's got a way about her about just kind of getting in the middle of everything. And what I mean by that in a good way, I mean, she gets involved with these people and she just brings them in. They're all family. I mean, the cast from Urban Cowboy, you know, you take a look at them and sure, all these people got more miles on them than they did back then. But you know what? Those people worked with serious people in Hollywood. I mean, they were on this movie that really changed the culture in our country for a while. And so Shannon, she's working with these people and they all love her.
My name is Jessie Mapes. I met Shannon Tracy at the Garage Bar in Alvin about 4 years ago. This brilliant redhead comes walking up to me and says, "Hi, I'm Shannon Tracy." I'm like, "Okay, I'm Jessie." And didn't really know who she was at the time, but over the course of the last 4 years, we have become very, very close. She is amazing. She is a super smart businesswoman, but UVC Powersports has put together an amazing group of people to come and do a tribute for Mickey's 50th anniversary of Gilley's.
My name is Norman Tucker. I met Shannon a few years ago. We went to a Urban Cowboy night with Mickey, Gilley, and Johnny Lee over at the Redneck Country Club. I appreciate the opportunity to know Shannon and work with Shannon for the last couple of years. You know, I guess my Urban Cowboy days had kind of died down till Shannon picked them back up again. Shannon goes way beyond what a regular person would do to put an event on like that we're having here in Galveston this weekend. She's worked tireless hours between working at her business till after dark and then working on this till midnight, 7 days a week. She's an extraordinary person.
My name's Barry Corbin. I ain't gonna give you my address because if I give it to you, y'all are gonna wanna come over and eat supper with me, and I don't have enough food. I played Uncle Bob in Urban Cowboy. I went in and auditioned for it, and they kinda liked me, I guess. You know, I was always a fan of Mickey Gilley before I went down there. And since then, we've become pretty good friends. We see each other maybe once or twice a year.
So why are you here at this event?
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing some Mickey and looking forward to just the feeling that we're back in the old Gilleys.
We are here, and I'm dancing with Barry Corbin. He's Barry Corbin.
Yeah, Shannon Tracy is certainly energetic, and she certainly is not afraid of a challenge. A deal like this is a real challenge for anybody. You got to be adaptable, you got to be flexible, and she's certainly all that.
My name's Gator Conley from Onalaska, Texas. You may remember me from 1980 when I was in Urban Cowboy, or some of the years I worked around Gilley's Club. After the release of Urban Cowboy, the country and western scene started expanding all over the nation and in different parts of the world. I was going to places like New York and Chicago and Los Angeles, and I was seeing people on the streets that were trying to be like we were at Gilley's. During one of our Urban Cowboy events, we made an appearance at UVC Powersports in Alvin, Texas. Met a lady there named Shannon Tracy. You talk about a remarkable and exciting woman, enthusiastic about any and everything she does. And it's one of the best dealerships I've ever been to. I ended up buying me a Kawasaki mule from there. She made us feel very welcome. She's a huge Gilley fan. In fact, they talk frequently all the time.
Y'all stay with us and we'll be right back, everybody.
The one and only, the man, the legend, our national treasure, Mickey Gilley, and my dear friend.
Hi everybody, I'm Mickey Gilley, and I've been doing music now since I was 13 years old. I started back in 1957 with my first recording. In 1973, 74, I had my first national hit after struggling 17 years in the music business with a song called Room Full of Roses, which became my first #1 song in the nation.
If I sent a rose to you,
For every time you make me blue.
I've been working a club down the street from where Gilley's was located at from 1960 to 1970. And lo and behold, the guy that owned the property where Gilley's is located at came over. I met with him in 1971 with a handshake, and we formed what we called the first project to be Gilley's.
Gilley's was a very special place in my heart. It was like the family, always something fun to do. They had a huge dance floor. It was like a small town there.
Our normal day would be wake up, go to work, get off work, go home, get dressed, go to Gilley's. You walk in, everybody's having a good time, everybody's smiling, everybody's dancing, and you would either gravitate over towards a punching bag or you'd gravitate towards a bull, which is normally what I did.
When I first started going to Gilley's, I come down here from West Texas. Everybody was like, hey, how's it going? And there wasn't like little groups that hung around together. It was like, you know, everybody talked to everybody. Everybody was friendly. You asked the girls to dance and they would dance, and it was like a big family. So it was a place everybody wanted to be, and it was packed out pretty much every night.
Lo and behold, we had a guy from New York come all the way down and wrote an article called The Ballad of the Urban Cowboy. And my business partner, Mr. Carrara, told me, he said, don't say anything bad about the article because we may get a movie. And then he told me, he said they were looking at John Travolta to play the part. And when he said that, I knew at that time that it could be a country night fever because John was coming off of Saturday Night Fever. And that's the reason why that I think he was so successful on account of John Travolta.
John made sure that we felt comfortable. He would come pick us up for lunch. We'd go ride in a limousine. He came to my house one day and he says, come on, we're going to lunch. Pulls up at Hobby Airport. So yeah, I got to fly with John Travolta in his brand new airplane for my 21st birthday. It was awesome. If it had not been for Urban Cowboy, I don't know where I would be at this point in my life, because the movie did change my life. It opened up so many new doors.
Being part of this Urban Cowboy family has really been a wonderful part of my life, a wonderful thing in my heart. I love that 42 years later, people are still enjoying and watching Urban Cowboy. It's really an amazing thing, and I tell you, I couldn't ask for a better experience.
After all the things that's happened at the old nightclub Gilley's and the ups and downs that we've had, last night was one of the most incredible nights of my life in my career, because thanks to Shannon Tracy and Scott, her husband, they recreated what Gilley's was all about.
So thank you, Mickey Gilley, for introducing our way of life to the world and for honoring the 50th anniversary of our great Southeast Texas True Country Club and Mr. Mickey Gilley. Madam Speaker, I yield back.
I met Shannon Tracy a couple of years back. I bought a Mahindra tractor from her, and she found out that who I was because of my last name being Gilley, and I got talking to her about the club, and we became friends.
Well, when he first bought a tractor, he has a place in Pasadena. He lives 2 places, so I went to Pasadena and delivered his tractor. And not only that, I found out when I went to his barn that he had a 1999 Kawasaki mule. So I thought, wow, this is really cool. Because he was so kind, I really wanted to surprise him for helping me out, doing everything he's done for me. So I said, you know, Mickey, why don't we just bring it in for service and clean it up a little bit? And so what was really cool is I surprised him and totally tricked it out.
Wow. It's unbelievable.
Isn't that awesome? You
I'd
did all this and all this, and check this out, Beer Town.
I like the foot. Gee.
What was that?
That's cool. It didn't look like the mule last night that I saw for the first time since she's had it. It's changed it a bunch. Incredible thing to see it rebuilt like it was. I was very impressed.
It was a way for him to get outdoors and enjoy being outside, and you know, he was 86 years old and it's hard for him to get around, so it just made him feel really, really, really good. I mean, that made my heart feel good.
They want me to give you a kiss on the cheek. Ready? I love you.
So y'all have probably heard about like the Hatfields and McCoys, okay? Well, that's kind of like the Warrens and the Gilleys, okay? I mean, my great-great-granddaddy could not stand Mickey's great-great-granddaddy at all.
Not too long ago, Shannon Tracy and Mickey Gilley got into a little conference with Keith Warren. Well, I tell you what, take a look, it speaks for itself. Down the bar, girls get prettier in closing time. They're all gonna be mine for tonight.
Are you gonna bet or what?
All right, boys, I'm feeling real lucky.
I'm out.
What are y'all playing?
You wanna get out here?
When the change starts taking place, it puts a smile on the cowboy's face, especially mine.
Gee, don't make me step in there and show you how it's done.
Come on, Paula.
Hey, Mickey! Enough all that noise. I hate that song.
That's killing Keith Warren.
I'm scared.
You don't like that song? How could you not like that song? That's my favorite song.
Well, I don't. You better get out of here. And if anybody's got a problem with that, bring it on.
Excuse me. Around these parts, we love that song. And that's Mickey Gilley. He's our national treasure.
See? She knows what she's talking about.
Maybe y'all can play it at his funeral.
I think we need to take this outside.
I'd love to. Ladies first. What in tarnation is that?
That's a UVC bad boy posse.
What are y'all doing here?
I'm Sheriff Shannon. I'm here to dig your grave.
Ha! We'll see about that.
Boy, it sure is easier digging graves with that bad boy tractor backhoe.
Yeah, and there goes another one.
Come on, bad boy posse. That's how we do it at UVC Powersports Tractors and Outdoors. Aha.
Are you gonna miss Mickey, and why?
I have never seen two people click so much in my life. They lit up together when they were together, and it was an awesome relationship that got built in 7 years. And Shannon was super close to Mickey, really, really more or less fell in love with him and his legacy and who he was, and such a genuine person for being such a superstar.
Mickey Gilley is one of them entertainers that always tries to take care of his fans. After a concert, him and Johnny Lee performing together, they would sit out there on that stage, sometimes an hour and a half after the show was over, to make sure everybody that wanted an autograph got one.
Well, I've known Mickey for 40 years. He's always been a down-to-earth person. He's just an all-around great guy.
The thing that came across from Mickey was his energy, for one, but how he was personable with everybody. Because Mickey will stop and do a meet and greet, and he will be there to the very last person has left, because Mickey knows that's why he's there. He's not there for himself, he's there for that fan that comes to listen to him, that pays good money to go see him. And a lot of the newer artists today need to learn that.
With Mickey's passing, he is a legend, he is a legacy, and he blew the world away. He put Pasadena on the map, and he made Urban Cowboy, and he had a wonderful family he loved and adored. He had fans from all over the world, and he will always be remembered by all his wonderful 17 #1 hits and all his albums that he's played. And he definitely made a mark in history on country music, and he will never, ever be forgotten. He will live on forever.
We got to say goodnight, everybody. We'll see you next week. Same time, same station. Be with us, won't you? Till then, good night, everybody.